To be one of devastating loss, and it is, but it's also about love, community, and faith. Avery?
Well, Roger, Justin Samler is a 27-year-old man from Keswick whose life was going along in a perfectly ordinary way. And now every single part of that life has changed, except one, and that's his faith. Justin Samler is a young man of faith. He first entered this church 9 years ago.
They asked me over time to start doing more, and then teaching Sunday school. I started doing that and being more involved in the youth group. In September, I was asked to be ordained as a minister.
Justin was supposed to give his first sermon as a minister on October 25th.
He was nervous, but at the same time he was also excited to do it for the first time. But we had been rehearsing with Justin. We did some pretend services, and he'd study his word, and so he was getting prepped up for it.
Just 3 days before, Justin's faith was tested in the cruelest of ways.
I went in and he was just kind of lying in bed, and I said, "What's wrong?" He said, "I don't feel good."
She came and checked on me, and she noticed that the front of my mouth and my toes and my fingers were starting to turn blue. So we went to the hospital, and that's the last thing I really remember.
Justin is rushed to hospital where doctors immediately tell his frantic parents that his condition is critical.
It's not good. It's not good. We're going to do what we can, but you need to prepare yourself.
Justin had an overwhelming infection, and it's still unclear as to sort of how he contracted the infection, but in his particular case, it progressed quickly to what we call sepsis.
12 long days, Justin battles for his life in a coma. Against all odds, he survives.
He was extremely, extremely sick, and it was remarkable that he was able to survive. How direly ill he was when he first came in.
Doctors saved Justin, but they couldn't save all of him.
When Justin finally comes out of the medically induced coma, and the team of doctors makes the recognition that while he is alive, parts of his body essentially are dead.
The decision, unfortunately, was that Justin needed to have his legs amputated below the level of the knee and his hands amputated at the level of the mid-forearm.
I had 2 different surgeries, so my legs were done on January 2nd.
And then 3 weeks ago, to this very day, the second major surgery.
My hands were done on January 17th.
Justin Samler, who has dedicated his life to church, would have every right to rage against God.
I guess it's just not in me to be angry. Just try not to think about the negative things. Things can always be worse, so.
It was one day that he had been quite upset and he had been crying. And he turned to Mary and he said, "I'm not crying for me, I'm crying for the man in the next bed, because he was told that he's going to die." And he said, "I'm praying for him." I thought, how can you sit here in this bed with no hands and no feet, and you're praying for another person and not thinking about yourself?
And a church where Justin poured his heart and soul into, that church has wrapped its arms around him.
They love him so much. And those are things I didn't know about him. I didn't know the impact he had at church. I didn't know how many people loved him and cared about him that way. And they love and care about him as much as I do. And that's incredible.
Justin's congregation has launched an ambitious fundraising drive to pay for his recovery. Last Sunday was Justin's first trip back to his beloved church.
What was that like, going back into the church for the first time?
Oh, it was good. It's like being at home again.
Dreams can change in an instant. Justin's now is to walk down that aisle, stand in front of his congregation, and deliver his first sermon.
That's his goal. And I said, well, one day you're going to walk up those stairs to church and down that aisle, and there won't be a dry eye in the house.
Justin will soon be released from South Lake Hospital in Newmarket. He'll be coming to a rehab center here in Toronto where he'll have to relearn everything and will eventually be fitted with prosthesis.
Incredible strength from this man, and his family and the church as well, but incredible strength from this man. Ada wanted to talk to us so soon after this happened.
Well, the amazing thing, too, is about faith, and sort of regardless of where you stand from a religious standpoint, the amazing thing about his faith is the community that it's given him. And that community, I mean, that really, the church was his life, and they are now filling his life. It really is beautiful.
Yeah, absolutely, Avery. Thank you very much. Well, we learned about Justin's journey from a City TV viewer who contacted us. You can get in touch with Avery on Twitter @CityAvery, and you can go to our website for details on how to connect with Justin.